Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to give you the winning ingredients for your Sunday night football matchup between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns. Very intriguing in-division matchup we got going on here. Lamar Jackson should be 100% back after taking a week off last week, so that's going to be intriguing to see. It's going to be very good to see him back. Let's see if he has the gas in the tank for this second half of the season. Finish on strong, going on into the playoffs. They're gonna need this win here at home against the Browns. Now, before I deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MessageSD, and don't forget to sign up for the Patreon. The Patreon is here right in front of you. The link will be down below. I'm giving you daily DFS NBA slate breakdowns, plus betting, plus weekly NFL slate breakdown as well. So you get all that in the monthly package. Don't miss out, all right? On Instagram are the screenshots. We're winning over here, okay? Now, let's deep dive into this game between the Browns and the Ravens. And what we're going to start out here, especially at the captain position, will be Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is the biggest X factor in this game. If we just really just think about it, it's him because he brings up a ton of upside with the passing. Now this year he's upped it up another. He took it to another level, his game with the passing, and now he still has a rushing as well. 120 yards against Minnesota. That's insane. 88 yards against the Bengals. 55, 62. He's giving you, mid-tier running back rushing plus upside with the passing of a top 15 quarterback. So it's really a big boost to have him, especially if he's going to have one of his big games. Coming off a bad game against Miami, he should be refreshed in this game against an opponent he knows about already. And I think he definitely has a big game at home. All right. Next guy we're going to look at will be Marquis Brown. If we want someone that's going to be the top target of Lamar Jackson, will be Marquis Brown. He's currently questionable as of now. I have another cheaper guy that I really love in this game. But for right now, Marquis Brown is getting the targets no matter what. 13 targets against Miami, 12, 14. Those three games combined is just enough for me already to know that this man has turned it around from last year. He's coming a little bit more of a complete wide receiver. He's probably going to reach that 1,000-yard and 10 TD plateau, which is going to be very good for him. I like him at his current price. All right. I'm looking for a cheaper wide receiver other than Marquise Brown that's going to be a big breakout. I think this can be a gem to have a very sneaky captain play as well, but definitely have him in your lineups. Rookie Rashad Bateman has been producing each and every week from week 6, honestly, coming back from his injury. 6 targets, then 8 targets against Minnesota, 8 targets against Miami. Was able with the in the Chicago game, that was a backup. That wasn't Lamar Jackson, so that was understandable. But the last game with Lamar was 6 receptions on 80 yards. Wasn't able to get into the end zone, but that will soon surely change, and I think that can happen this Sunday night. I definitely love Rashad Bateman. All right. Now, I have a lot of Baltimore Ravens already. Which Browns are we going to focus on? That will be the question mark. If they have any chance in this game, their bread and butter is the rushing game, so we can look at Nick Chubb. He needs to have 100 yards and a TD to really suffice for that salary that he's putting up. He has a tendency of struggling against the Ravens. If we look at the last 5 games right here, this is StatMuse. If you type in Nick Chubb DKP by game log versus Ravens last 5 games, he had a good solid performance, 24 fantasy points last season, but then he has a 6-point game, a 4-point game, a 42-point game, and another 4-point game. So on average, it's pretty much below 10. But if he's going off, he's really going to take it to that whole next level. So that will be very intriguing. Are you willing to pay up that salary for him? I think you can go there. Definitely have some lineups with Nick Chubb. Definitely also have some lineups with Kareem Hunt as well. Kareem Hunt is coming back from IR, and he will be the number 2 running back. And in these games, these close games, I don't think they're gonna put him, slow him down or anything. It is a calf injury, so it's going to be interesting to see. But he should get his full workload back And he's a key in that red zone area, especially in the receiving department. As you see consistency there with 3 receptions, 5 receptions, 6 receptions against Chicago. That is his big X factor in there, is his receiving ability. All right. They have 2 top 10 running backs on one offense, essentially. All right. Very, very talented running backs that we're definitely going to focus on them and not focus in on Baker Mayfield. Okay. Because this is their key and bread and butter to slow down Baltimore and control the game. All right. They're going to have to use their running backs. Some other guys we're going to look at. This is still tier 1 players that we're going to look at. I'm a full fade Baker Mayfield, most likely. And then another guy we're going to speak about will be Mark Andrews. All right. I'm picking a lot of wide receivers or receiving options from the Ravens side. It's because Lamar has been more of a capable passer this year, and these are the guys that are getting the majority of targets, as you can see. Even with the backup, Mark Andrews had 8 receptions, 10 targets on 73 yards. Very positive performance. And in the last game with Lamar Jackson, he had 6 receptions, 8 targets on 63 yards, and a touchdown. That was another good game from him as well. This is their top tier tight end. And this is one of the favorite targets always from the beginning of Lamar Jackson's career. Mark Andrews has been his guy. All right, we like him at 8,200. Now, I think we can move on to tier 2. I think we can. So we're going to clear out these guys. The next batch of guys will start off with Jarvis Landry. Jarvis Landry, with the absence of Odell Beckham, he is now the number 1 wide receiver in the receiving core. You've seen consistency with the targets, but he needs to get in the end zone to really give you a real boost to his salary. I'm expecting him to get some targets in this game because there is no more Odell. It's between him and Donovan Peoples-Jones and Rashard Higgins. Those are the 3 wide receivers that they're going to rely on before they even go to the tight ends. But Jarvis Landry is the number 1 right now. He's viable as a flex play in the bottom tier flex play. But at that salary, as a number 1 wide receiver, I have to take a shot on that in some lineups. Next will be Devonta Freeman. Freeman is now the number 1 running back for the Ravens. He never had an opportunity to be the number 1 running back without Lamar Jackson, so that's the reason why he had a little bit of a boost and had 20 fantasy points, because it's not Lamar Jackson taking away a lot of rushes. They really had to focus in. Huntley can run, but he's not Lamar Jackson. It's not the same thing. And Devonta Freeman was relied upon a little bit more, rushing the ball and receiving. You see the bump in rushing and receiving attempts as well. But if you're looking for a solid 10 fantasy points and above, Freeman can be your guy, can be right in the middle of your flex and really provide stability in your lineups. Let's see if we can find some other gems for this matchup between the Browns and the Ravens. I'm full fading Sammy Watkins. I don't know why he's even here. He can get injured in the middle of a game. He's totally weird. I can't go that route. I mean, you could, and he would be the bottom as your flex option, but I can't. Sammy Watkins is not good. And if I'm already liking Rashad Bateman and Marquis Brown, I'm not really thinking about Sammy Watkins. All right. So some other options on the Cleveland Brown side. Their number 1 tight end is Austin Hooper. He's been getting the most consistent targets each and every week in this offense. And Njoku is still there as well. He can be a bottom tier tight end fill-in at the end, but someone with more consistency will be Austin Hooper with 7 targets last week against Detroit, 5 targets against and a touchdown against New England. So that's what you like to see. Not saying he's going to break the slate, but someone that if you have just around about 5,200, you can definitely throw him in there. Donovan Peoples-Jones has been very up and down this season. He had a big breakout game against Arizona with that touchdown right before half. It was a Hail Mary. Then came back against Cincinnati with another TD. He's more the big play guy. If you expect him to break away from Marlon Humphrey, then it's going to be Donovan Peoples-Jones. He has the speed and has the size. That's more of a dart throw there, like their little Deshaun Jackson. So he'll be in the pool. Someone to look at. We'll definitely consider him. Ravens defense I'll have in the pool as well, but not Cleveland Browns defense. I'm not looking at the Browns. If I'm looking at a defense, I'm taking the home defense, pairing it with the running back and or Lamar Jackson if they control. Those are the 2 rushing options on the Ravens side, all right? And especially how Baker Mayfield likes to turn over the ball. Ravens defense is definitely in play, all right? Now, tier 3 guys that we're looking at the really, really bottom. will be Justin Tucker. You can play McLaughlin if you want to. I'm kind of avoiding that. I'm just really sticking to the Baltimore side here. And Njoku is, like I said, a bottom tier flex play. If Hooper's too much and you still need someone that's going to get decent amount of looks and is an X factor, it will be David Njoku. He has upside to get some end zone targets. He has 2 TDs this year. Has been getting decent looks. He had one big breakout performance against the Chargers. But someone that can be an X factor, right? If we're looking for one of Baker Mayfield's favorite red zone targets, will be Rashad Higgins. Okay, Rashad Higgins is someone that he likes to rely upon. 5 targets against Detroit, 4 targets against Pittsburgh. He just needs the opportunity. He's getting a decent amount of snaps, and as you can see at the beginning of the year, he looked a little more as the number 2 wide receiver on this team alongside of Odell Beckham, and that was very shocking to see. But now he's laid away to Donovan Peoples-Jones, and obviously Jarvis Landry is the number 1. Higgins can be a cheap option at 3,400 as well. All right. Let's see if we have anyone cheaper than that. Really not looking at Latavius Murray. Um, he had 10 carries last week, but he needs to get in the end zone. And that's really a coin toss between Freeman and Murray, but Freeman's been more consistent. I think they'll stick with him. But it all comes down to who they use in that red zone. That's going to be really huge because you don't expect one of these 2 guys to break a big, big run. And then other than that, that's the cheapest I'm going to go. Dearness Johnson is the number 3 running back now. Harrison Bryant is the number 3 tight end. You really don't want to go that route. So the cheapest I would go is probably Rashard Higgins. But other than that, we're sticking with more of a Baltimore stack for this game. And definitely kicker is viable and defense is viable on the Baltimore side. Let me know in that comment section down below if you have any other game scripts that you see that will fall forward for this Sunday Night Football game that I did not speak about, or any player that I did not speak about that can be also a captain as well. We need to really find an X factor. We had some previous videos where guys came through in the comment section with some gems, and I'm looking forward to see what we have for this Sunday Night Football matchup as well. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MessageSD, and I'll be back with another video very soon. Peace out, guys.